Hello, this is Jockman, coach of the San Francisco Cinderace. Today I'm going to be going over my Week 3 team builder for the Pittsburgh Steelix. So, this is an interesting matchup. It's the first one of the season where my opponent doesn't have a water absorb user, which means Dracovish should have a pretty good time. But there are a few things to note. He has 3 Intimidate users in Gyarados, Crocodile, and Arcanine. And then he also has the Ninetales Alola, which can be scary to the Dracovish if it comes in safely after a sack or something like that. So that is something to remember for Dracovish. But otherwise, he has a team that has a few main problems, Fairy being one of them. The only thing he's got that resists Fairy being the Arcanine. So my Gardevoir is definitely coming, and we've got a nice set planned out for it this week. Along with a couple other things, but let me show you what I am planning on bringing. Oh, I should say, the one thing that gives the team I am bringing a lot of trouble is the Rotom-Mow. I didn't bring Salazzle this week, which I think will catch him somewhat off guard. I think he's definitely expecting it, especially because it's a really good Ninetales and Rotomancer, but the core of like Arcanine, Crocodile, Gyarados, Duraludon that all get stuff that kind of spooks Salazzle. It just made it so that it was really tough to use him well this week, I think. So, as much as I did consider him, there was also another reason, and I will get into that right now. So, here's our team this week. Same as our past weeks. The big difference here being we dropped Salazzle and we added Orbeetle. Now, Orbeetle's set means he will be a suicide lead. He is going to come in, set up sticky webs, hopefully not die, get one turn, and then use one of his 3 moves to do some damage to something. And that's it. That's all he's there for, is set up sticky webs. If we come back to the draft site and I look at this matchup here, you'll be able to see that he only has one thing that is capable of removing hazards, and that would be the Rotom-Mow. That said, I don't think it's very likely he's going to do that. Yeah, defog, that's his only thing. I don't think it's likely he's going to do that. He's a newer player. He probably hasn't had an experience with sticky webs yet, if I had to guess. And on top of that, Rotom doesn't traditionally run it, even if you are an experienced player. So I don't think it's that likely that he brings defog. It is a possibility. If the suicide lead doesn't work out, I do have other ways to play around it. But that is the plan with Mr. Orbeetle, is suicide lead, set up sticky webs, and stay alive because of his focus sash, and then get off one of his 3 moves for a little extra damage on whatever he leads to deal with it. So that is the plan with Mr. Orbeetle. If you don't know, sticky webs lower the opponent's speed by 1 every time they switch in. Doesn't affect flying types or levitate users, so we will not be hitting the Gyarados or the Rotom, which is a part of the reason the Rotom is so annoying this week. Then let's move on to our next thing. Same old Skarmory. All reliable here. Rocky Helmet, sturdy with Stealth Rock, Whirlwind, Roost. Only thing I switched out Brave Bird for Iron Head, big reason being Ninetales. The Alolan Ninetales doesn't get a lot of the moves that threaten Skarmory, like Flamethrower. And he's able to switch in pretty nicely. I think he takes like 40% on a Blizzard. You know what? I have this open for a reason. Let's take a look. It's not very much, if I'm remembering. Let's see, Ninetales, a Aurora Veil is what I'm expecting. Hopefully he doesn't get it set up. But if he does, it's a bit of a problem. I can stall it out though. I do have ways, and we want Moonblast. So yeah, you can see if it's an Aurora Veil set with not much special attack, it's doing 40 to 48. If it is a set that has special attack, it's probably doing 53 to 63. But you can see why I'm bringing Iron Head. It's almost a guaranteed one shot unless he's with Berry, and if he is, then we don't have to worry about the Hail staying up or the Aurora Veil staying up for quite as long. So that's the plan with Skarmory this week. Other than Iron Head, pretty much the same. A little bit of speed investment is recommended by Smogon. I didn't double check if I need it. I don't think I do, so I'm going to switch that while we're here. Just give him straight defense and some special defense. Yeah, you can see the recommended Smogon one has that speed, but I don't think I need it. We have his partner in crime up next, Umbreon. Umbreon has been so useful these past 2 weeks. Really overperforming my expectations. I think it is part of people don't have a good understanding of how to deal with it, but I've been really happy with how it's performed so far. So, same set as usual, or I should say at least as last week. Leftover Synchronized, Wish, Protect, Foul Play, Toxic. I debated on Heal Bell. He does get Will-O-Wisp on Rotom-Mow and Arcanine, which could threaten my Dracovish. My Dracovish is kind of like my main workhorse this week. I'm expecting him to get most of the kills done in all likelihood. So Heal Bell was a thought to try and protect him, keep him healthy from Thunder Waves and Will-O-Wisps and the like, but I didn't end up feeling it was necessary. And Umbreon is my best answer to the Rotom. If we pull up Rotom Mo here, you can see that Umbreon takes practically nothing from just about any of his moves. It's probably going to be Thunderbolt. And you can see that even if he is the Nasty Plot set, at most it does 46 to 53, and then his special attack goes back to normal in the next turn. So he is not going to be doing much, if anything, to this Umbreon with the Rotom. The main reason I wanted Toxic is for this guy here specifically. It's going to help make the stalling go quite a bit faster than trying to foul play him down. The reason I bring foul play this week, I will show you, it is this man right here, Mr. Gyarados. If he's Adamant Nature, I've had this do up to 70%, depending on just what exact spread he is, but the foul play does a lot of damage. Yeah, there you go. Adamant Nature, up to 70%. So if I get Stealth Rocks up with the Skarmory, and I get a foul play roll like that, he's pretty much dead off a switch and a wall. So that would be the ideal scenario. And I mean, you can see that Gyarados doesn't even touch the Umbreon very much. He gets some fighting moves, but the set I'm expecting him to bring, if I'm being honest, is going to be Waterfall, Earthquake, Dragon Dance, Outrage. And the reason being Outrage, I shouldn't say the set I expect him to bring. The best possible case for him, worst possible scenario for me, is the Dragon Dance, Outrage, Waterfall, Earthquake. The reason there is Dragon Dance helps him get the attack boost. He won't be slowed down by Sticky Web, so my Dracovish will be slower, and Outrage will let him one-shot it. If you see Dracovish, if he gets a +1 and he is carrying Outrage, he doesn't even need the speed, and he might not need the +1. Let's see. Yeah, it's a chance. You can see that the Outrage is going to do a lot, and Mr. Dracovish doesn't do much against the Gyarados. So that's something I'm going to have to be worried about. But back to Umbreon, you can see a very solid answer. We have Mr. Orbeetle. I brought speed, special attack, special defense. You can see his defensive stats are actually pretty solid. So if by some miracle he's not dead and he doesn't have to do the suicide part of the suicide lead, he can be useful. He'll be a pretty good matchup into the Ninetales. He'll be a decent matchup into the Crocodile, because the Crocodile should be slower unless it's scarfed, and I can bop him with a Bug Buzz then. So it can be useful outside of the suicide lead, but there's not a lot he hits for super effective damage if he is around. So like I said, I'm expecting come in, set up webs, one move, probably die after that is the plan. Up next we have the boy, Dracovish, who we are kind of counting on to carry us this week. We're running Dracovish with Strongjaw, Fish's Rend, Outrage, EQ, Ironhead, fairly standard moveset on the Dracovish with Adamant Nature. Now, if you look at the calculator here, if we pull up Mr. Dracovish and we pull up Ninetales Alola, we'll use the same Aurora Veil set because it is max speed, and if we say Sticky Web, I don't see it, so we're just going to give him the -1. We're faster than his fastest Pokemon, Ninetales Alola. So we don't need to be jolly this week. We can just get that extra little nice damage boost from Adamant. Like I said, the only things that outspeed us would be Gyarados, Rotom, and we can't outspeed those anyway if we were jolly, so why not take the extra bit of damage? So the moveset, if you look, Dracovish does not have exactly the widest physical moveset. He's got some good options there, but I might switch Earthquake, actually. Yeah, because Earthquake doesn't do... Or no, I need Earthquake, that's right. Earthquake is my answer to Duraludon with him. But yeah, those are the moves we're going with. He has something to hit everybody, mainly going to be using Fish's Rend because, like I said, no Water Absorb on the opposing team. Next we have Rillaboom. Now Rillaboom is kind of the first case this season of speed creeping that I'm going to be doing. I was looking into a bunch of different spreads if I wanted to run like Assault Vest, max HP, max attack, or if I wanted to run like I was looking at a Choice Band or Life Orb set to deal with the Duraludon, but I ended up going with Grassy Seed Acrobatics. This is an interesting one. So Grassy Seed, if the terrain is Grassy Terrain, which it will be because of my ability, raises holder's defense by 1 stage. So I get a +1 in defense, and we're carrying Acrobatics. Power doubles if the user has no held item. So upon switching in the first time, Rillaboom gets access to a 110 power physical flying move. And if you know how your Gmax moves work, that means he can get a speed boosting move. The only real reason he would need that is a max speed Rotom is 1 speed faster. And I think, yeah, we're faster than the Gyarados if he doesn't get a Dragon Dance off. But if we pull up the Gmax matchup here, Duraludon, I'm not expecting him to be choice specs. I'm expecting him to run weakness policy, but it is a possibility he runs choice specs, so I do have to keep that in mind. We Dynamax them both, and you can see, even without the Assault Vest, he doesn't get moves that really want to hit me, because like Dracovish, Duraludon has a pretty shallow move pool. His only good special attacking moves are his Dragon Stab of choice, whether it's Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon or Steel Beam, Thunderbolt, and Dark Pulse. That's about all the special coverage he gets that he really wants to use. So he doesn't get any moves that hit Rillaboom on the special side, and he could go physical. Duraludon does get some physical moves, but it's about the same. I think he gets Stomping Tantrum about as his only other type, so he could pick up some ground coverage, but that doesn't really help him too much against me. And like I said, I would be at a +1 defense because of the Grassy Seed. So the plan here is really Max Knuckle first, then get an Airstream, or not an Airstream, Max Knuckle first, Quake to finish him off, because the combination of that, if we say we take away 37%, so he'd be at what, 63, and then we get a +1 from the Max Knuckle, you can see it's a guaranteed one-shot with the Max Quake. And even though it doesn't say we will be faster, you have to remember he's at -1 and can't be choice scarfed when he's in the Gmax form, so we will be going before him. And the Grassy Terrain will be there to help us heal up the little bits of damage he's going to be doing to us. You know what? How much does a Drain Punch do instead of Superpower? Now that I think about it, we get rid of that. That'll work, yeah. I think I like Drain Punch better just in case. We're going to throw that on there. Yeah, so the idea is going to be Max Knuckle, get the attack boost, Max Quake. Even if not, it's a guaranteed, I should say, even if I don't Max Knuckle and I just get greedy and go for 2 Max Quakes, then you can see he'll be dead anyway. So the Airstream is there if I want to boost speed. The main reason I'm carrying that is for that pesky Rotom that gives my team so many problems. When I am non-Dynamaxed, I've consumed the Grassy Seed. He shouldn't be Dynamaxed either. He should be at full. Yeah, and I've consumed the Grassy Seed. We say none, and we're at +1. We'll do it a good chunk to him. We're not going to kill him. It's going to have to be a team effort between 2 somethings on the team, unless Umbreon just walls him, which that's best case scenario, but I'm not planning on that. So the Acrobatics is my kind of cheeky way to see if I can catch him off guard. Up last but not least, we have Gardevoir, and you might be going, why are you running Choice Scarf if you've got Sticky Webs this week? And the big reason is the Gyarados. We want to be able to outspeed him. We will not be faster if he gets a Dragon Dance. That's something to keep an eye on. We do not want to let him Dragon Dance if we can help it. But you can see with the boost, it's just possible we perhaps live if we're able to be faster than him. I should probably get rid of those. No, I shouldn't. Why is it? Oh, I didn't update it. I didn't update the team on the calculator here. I was like, why is it not gonna... yeah. And we are modest, just because you can see if we switch it to Timid, we're still not faster. We're 2 speeds slower. So we're gonna have to figure out some interesting ways to deal with him if he gets a Dragon Dance off. But ideally, he doesn't get a Dragon Dance off, and we just come in and Thunderbolt him. He has the Crocodile, but Crocodile doesn't want to come in on the Gardevoir because it's going to die to a Moonblast, so there's that. And we're carrying Mystical Fire for the Rotom as well. Rotom-Mow, not Mow. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, Mystical Fire will two-shot him, and we don't take too much from 2 Leaf Storms. You can see the second Leaf Storm would only be doing a little bit, so we take 60%. And because we're Scarfed, we outspeed everything else on the team, unless he does something like Scarf, Crocodile, or Arcanine, which is possible. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But yeah, that is the team for this week. That's your core 6. And like I said, the plan is Orbeetle into Dracovish, getting a bunch of kills. We'll have to see if it works out that way. But yeah, thank you for watching and wish me luck.